Welcome to another episode. Demonstration TV brings you
Politically Incorrect.
Yes, sir. We want to start off by talking about Beyoncé. She just dropped some new heat.
What is it, Renaissance?
Renaissance.
Yeah. Nice album. I ain't heard the whole thing, but I'm hearing it's the best piece of work she's put out. I've heard that. Now, I'm not a heavy Beyonce fan, so I'm not going to say it's the best work she put out, because I enjoy a lot of her music, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not qualified to, I guess, speak to that part of it, if it's her best. You know what I'm saying? We talking about, you know, Jay-Z or Pac or Nas. I can probably give you a better insight, but I really like the album.
The vibe is a vibe on there.
She's definitely doing her queen thing on this one.
I want to say
it's a vibe for real.
I want to say like Reasonable Doubt was to me with Beyonce.
This her first Reasonable Doubt, you think?
Oh. I think the album Beyonce was her Reasonable Doubt, right?
Okay.
And then I think that this right here is like her resurgence of that, to where it's a American.
That's how much I don't know these motherfuckers' albums, man. I ain't even know. Did she have an album called B? See, I
was
don't
it
know.
B or Beehive?
No, that's the name.
That's
of
just the name of her people.
See, I don't even know the name of her albums. I just know she's super famous. Her husband is one of my favorite rappers, like top 3.
And she's definitely one of my favorite singers.
She's one of my favorite singers. Many hair braids to her.
I got a question for y'all out there. So now, there's certain songs that touch my heart. Like, say for instance, what's her name? Anita Baker. She has a song that's very dear to me. As a child, I used to always love it when my mom played it.
Okay.
And
about that good cleaning music.
Yeah.
Cleaning the crib music, I should say. Yeah.
And that's the song Angel.
Speak on it. I don't think that's not Anita.
Anita.
That's Angel is
My Angel, You're My Angel. That's Anita Baker. It's one of my favorite songs.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Angel. Angela Winbush.
But, that's my song too, though.
I'm just saying.
Shout out to Angela Winbush, because I was gonna bring her up too.
We came up in a musical family, so we do know a little tad bit about some of your classic singers. But yes, you're right.
To get back to
shout out to Uncle T too.
Yeah. What's that song called by Angela Winbush? You had a good girl and you lost her. Don't lose your good girl.
Man, don't lose her.
But back to Beyonce, man.
Don't get Eric Benet. Yeah, let's go.
I think that this is some of her best body of work right here. I listened to about half of the project, and what I want to say is it's phenomenal so far. I did clean my house to it, and it is the kind of music to where, you know, it's mood music in the sense of it's gonna be a few joints on there that when you hop in your car, you just gotta play it.
Now I can't say that it sounds like a lot of the songs have more of a solid direction on this album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't know them joints by heart. It is on my title if niggas think of bullshit. So
Right.
But she has some joints on there, and I'm not gonna go back to it and act fake with you niggas. So yeah, I don't know all the names, but she has some joints on there. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people saying that You Won't Break My Soul. I don't know if that's the name of the joint or not.
Yeah.
When I first heard that, I was on the way to work. And when I heard that, it gave me a resurgence. I didn't feel like being at work. I'm looking at a plane right now. That's why my eyes are up there. I'm looking at a plane because I was about to catch a plane like the end of that week. And my mind just it was just definitely on the vibe and the mood that song was putting me in. So I really like that song. I like singles. I like singles because it shows that the A&R or the record label or the CEO or whoever is in charge of putting that joint on the radio knew what they were doing strategically by putting that joint on the radio, so you can build up a liking for the new project. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely got that 90s
I like
feel.
the joint. I think it's a good song.
It's got that 90s house music feel.
Yeah, and I think Beyonce and Jay been touching on that a little bit, man. What you think about that?
Starting back with On the Run.
Man, I played that 100 times in a row when I first heard it.
When I started hearing that, I was like, oh man, this reminds me.
Townhouses, Perry School.
Yeah, it reminded me.
Four tempos. You know what I'm saying?
It reminded me of back when when you had a 5.0
Yeah.
drop top,
Yeah.
you was driving down the street.
I ain't had that, but yeah.
But it was gangsters in them 5.0s.
Yeah.
But they was playing good old R&B music.
Man, shout out to Tony McGuire, man. With that motherfucking
That blue
blue joint with the sparkles in it. You know what I'm saying? Drop top thing.
I said.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it bring that vibe back.
You know what I'm
bring
saying?
that Belle Biv DeVoe vibe back, that barbecue vibe. Yeah.
So when I heard You Won't Break My Soul, I said, oh, this is what they doing here. You see what I'm saying? Like they bringing back that old good quality R&B sound.
And I mean, R&B ain't really been R&B. Maybe we're finna get off the topic a little bit, but R&B ain't really been R&B since. And rest in peace to the great late Whitney Houston. But I think that's the last time we've had a pure vocalist.
I feel like R&B died with the male vocalists in the early 2000s.
R&B, but I'm talking about R&B. I'm talking about the OJs. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, male, it died off. I feel like, shout out to Usher, man, because, you know, even though I'm with Chris Brown on that verses, I feel like Usher is one of the ones with the pure voice again. You know, he got levels to his voice. And I feel like Michael Jackson was one of the people that embodied that type of artistry.
Yeah,
you know, that type of talent. Whitney Houston I was listening to her yesterday, man, and
so
nobody can light a candle to Whitney Houston.
I was about to ask you, so you feel like
they're using the heat from?
I feel like she's the greatest of all time.
You know, they went out of power, but
she's the greatest of all time.
I think that Aretha Franklin gives her a run for her money, and you got Whitney Houston, and they both sing phenomenally.
Okay.
I think they sing in a way that you're not just hearing the music, and I think that's what R&B is missing. Like, y'all don't give us some vibes no more.
And that's
you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't give us some vibes no more. I like Chris Brown's new album, but
you know what?
And Chris is one of the guys I do get that vibe from.
Chris, that album is
Bryson
like,
Tiller. They bring that sound you talking about back. My bad.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Because I was gonna touch on them as well. Pause. I think that Brent Fires has. You know, first of all, I want to say this about Beyonce. You're holding the flag down. To be honest with you, I don't think that you.
We're not arguing if she's the GOAT right now. She's the GOAT.
You got some work, and I don't think you even in cahoots with trying to be the best then, because you know you guys had the different eras.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Anita Baker, because that voice to me just melts me.
I feel like it was more competition in that day though.
And then you got Aretha Franklin, then you got MaryJ.Blige, and then you got Beyonce. You gotta put them all right there.
Now Mary is one of the ones that if you don't think you can't bounce back from anything,
she definitely gonna guide you through that.
She is the epitome of raising herself back up from the celebrity dead.
Yeah.
I've heard that she couldn't sing live before. I've heard a lot of things about MaryJ.Blige. And I think that drugs had a lot, and being in that dark place had a lot to do with what she was going through. But the MaryJ.Blige that we're seeing now is the reason we have Beyonce. Phenomenal. The reason we've had a Keisha Cole. A reason we get a Jill Scott. A reason we get Jasmine Sullivan. You know, it's because of MaryJ.Blige and how she was able to even fucking Missy Elliott. You know, the way Mary J was able to mesh hip hop and R&B and still be an R&B artist. I mean, we wouldn't have Drake right now if it wasn't for Mary J. You know what I'm saying? I think Mary J.
You wouldn't have Drake without Mary J.
Because they wouldn't know how to be R&B artists and hip hop artists. I feel like Mary J. She kind of wore both those hats simultaneously.
Shout out to Method Man, because her and that Method Man track is what took me over the edge.
Yeah, but speaking of fucking Meth, I salute the Meth. I love the Cal. That's my guy.
Cal.
Top 15. Top 15.
My man.
Top 15.
Yeah.
But I gotta say this, man. He said something about Tupac acting on My Expert Opinion. Shout out to Math Hoffa. He said that after Juice, Pac didn't really put out no good theater. You know, he didn't really play his parts well in movies. It's movies that was trash that Pac was in, like ass, that I only like watching them because Pac's acting.
First of all, Method Man, I want to say this right here, man. I'm gonna go with the Jadakiss logic. Jadakiss, like Tupac Shakur, was the type of person that could help a beat.
Yeah.
Tupac helped the movie, so I gotta disagree with you on that one, Mr.
Now he was saying that Pac didn't get the type of performance. Now we didn't. I don't think we say that about Will Smith when he takes himself out of his norm.
Okay. Oh man, come on, man.
I mean, and if it wasn't for Pac, we wouldn't have a Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for cats that had made Crush Groove and guys that made the movie that Digital Underground was in, and then you got Beat Street. You were showing these artists that could get in front of the big screen, Michael Jackson. But we got to remember that a lot of these guys get typecasted, and Tupac was definitely typecasted for Juice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what black man in America don't know how to play a high school black kid going through adversity in the hood?
And at the same time, too, he was probably about the same age as the kid coming out of high school.
Yeah, they was young. They was definitely real young, like 19, 19 around that time. So when we get opinions from guys like Method Man, who is also a legend, I'm not taking nothing away from Method Man, and I don't like that. I think before I go further, let me just explain what I think a GOAT is. I don't think a GOAT is the greatest of all time just based off what they were able to do and they didn't have any influence from somebody else or any aspiring characteristics from somebody else. The reason I love Kobe Bryant so much is because he embodied what Michael Jordan was and took it to another level. He didn't win as many championships.
And that's baton passing.
But he did what we all got used to seeing at a different level. He dunked on niggas longer than Michael Jordan dunked on niggas. And that was a blessing. Sometimes it's a small thing. So when we go to a Beyonce, we have to remember the MaryJ.Blige.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we can't get a Beyonce without a MaryJ.Blige. We
fact.
can't get a MaryJ.Blige without the Aretha Franklins and the Anita Bakers. So we're not pinning black artists against each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're just having those conversations. Really, I don't think that versus is needed in our culture. I think it's good to have because we always do shit, man. Black people, we create some shit, we go see that shit through. But I don't think that the stigma that it puts on our artists should be put on our artists. It makes us have to work harder as artists.
That's a good segue.
White people don't have to.
That's a good segue right there. I wanted to touch on the fact that a couple weeks ago, Gucci Mane drops a freestyle, a song, whatever that might be. Nowadays.
Yeah. Shout out to Gucci Mane, man. And
he said that he's challenging hip hop artists to stop dissing dead people in their lyrics. And I feel like he's taking a big step at saying that due to the fact that he was put into an unfortunate situation. If you guys have never heard about it, rest in peace, Pookie Loc. We're all young and we all could have gotten situations happen to us even as children, because these guys were children when this happened.
Shout out to Gucci Mane again, because he didn't have to be an adult to forgive these guys and move forward and give a different
understanding
exhibition of what a black rap male artist is.
And I want to say this too right here. I think I seen Charleston White say something about this. Look what happens when you got
Fuck Charleston and shout out to Charleston.
Look what happens when you got a strong black woman behind you.
Yeah.
So I want to say,
Gucci was smart for
exactly.
Smart for that.
There's hope and love and peace for the black families out there. That's number one. Then number two, there is a light when somebody who we know who is gang related and has actually killed somebody, not because they wanted to, but because they had to, because their lives are in jeopardy. When they say, "Hey, we should stop this," by all means, yes, you must protect yourself. I'm not telling anybody to just go out like Willie Lump Lump. What I am saying to you is that doesn't have to be exploited. That's still somebody's family member, somebody's loved one. So shout out to Gucci Mane for putting that out there to the young kids. They needed to hear that. Yeah, man. But back to Beyonce. Man. What would you? I'm not asking exactly what would you actually rate what you heard so far, because we both know that it was all good music. I think we talked about the fact that in the 90s, it is a good reflection of the 90s. What would you like to see from Beyonce moving forward, though?
I just want to see you know, I feel like as a former artist,
Mm.
you know, if I was to put some work out right now, my work would be, it will be a lot like some of my older work, because I feel like as an artist, we don't understand how ahead of our time we are sometimes. So I want to see Beyonce grow as an artist, but I want to see her stay the same in the same
Keep the same elements.
regard, because we've been lucky to get the same quality Jay-Z. Might not have been the same subject matter,
But it's definitely the
but
same
it's
quality.
the same quality. He's going to be able to relate to the listener in a way that is not going to push him too far outside the loop. Now, I got to say this shit.
Yeah.
I got to say this, because please, Beyonce, please, Jay, fuck with y'all. Heavy. Heavy, 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 heavy. Pac, my favorite rapper, but Jay, you like one of my favorites because of Pac. You know what I'm saying? But when y'all niggas made Top Off the Maybach, dope ass beat, dope ass lyrics, how many niggas y'all think got Maybachs?
I wasn't even really impressed with that song.
Now, the reason I say that is because it's a DJ Khaled joint. You got an opportunity to put Beyonce and Jay-Z on the track.
Yeah.
That's what you came up with.
Well,
I'm not
to
saying
me-
he was responsible for that, but he should at least stuck his chest out and said, Jay, how they gonna relate to this?
nah.
It's your
Khaled
project.
ain't gonna say that.
It's your but
Khaled
I
ain't
think
Khaled
Jay
not gonna say that.
will respect a man speaking up.
But Khaled ain't gonna say that because Khaled is a pure manufacturer DJ. He doesn't care as long as he has the name.
And that's the sad part, because I think DJ Drama would have said, Jay,
Exactly.
we can't
I
do
gotta
this.
agree with you on
We
that.
can't do this.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to it, and the song is a 10. Don't get me wrong. It's a dog ass song.
It was a 10 for what's my man name with all
Especially
the,
if you got a Maybach.
what's my man name with all the
That's
baby
the top
mamas?
kick him off of.
Future. It was a 10 for Future. It was a L for Beyonce and Jay-Z. If you
I
ask
don't
me.
think it was an L, but it's just going back. Just can you cater to your core fans, please, a little bit,
But let's keep
a
it
little
real.
bit,
Let's keep
because
it real.
hold on. The reason I say that, a lot of your core fans don't have all that shit y'all talking about. They got no Maybach.
That's a fact. We're not taking no time off the video.
If we do a percentage of people in the Beehive, ladies,
Yeah.
some gentlemen might be in there, because I feel like I'm a Beehive nigga. I feel like if you say something about Beyonce, you better be saying it was Mary J that could be better or something. You know, make some sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to have something to say, so I'm part of the Beehive. But please, can we get the tops off
We could do drop top BMWs.
I mean that, or maybe even a drop top Seabrings.
Shout out to the Seabrings. I had one
You know
briefly.
what I'm saying? Let's say to the 5.0.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe we pushing it. Now I'm all for manifestation. So that's all I want to see from Beyonce, to answer your question. I want to see relativity to the listener.
Facts.
Don't push us too far away. Please keep inspiring us. But some niggas ain't gonna have no Maybachs. I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna have a few. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm chasing them kind of goals. So I do feel the song. I feel the manifestation. But I just think Beyonce needs to continue to do what she's been doing. I think her and Jay move like you're supposed to move.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of artists learn from them. I think that if Pac and Big were alive, they would be in business with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Beyonce and Jay-Z do what needs to be done for artists of their stature.
And with that being said, we'll be right back after these messages.